I've been saying over and over again that I'm going to release a video on how I think we should eat and what my macronutrient ratios are and everything like that. So I'm finally going to do it, and I'm going to start with the tools that I think that you need to start this process of getting a more healthy relationship with foods. And then I'm going to move on to how I calculate macronutrients for the normal person, and then what mine are and how I go about consuming mine. So these are the tools that I think you first are going to really need to get. Not pictured is a weight scale for your body, obviously keep it in the bathroom, and the app Lose It or MyFitnessPal, whatever you want to use on your phone just to track your food. Because if people track their food, they're going to realize that they eat a lot more than they think they do. But all this stuff you can get at Walmart. You get a digital food scale, you got some measuring cups with handles, it's easier, keep them in the containers most of the time. Measuring spoons, these are meal prep containers, they look like the good ones from Bodybuilding or Optimum, but they're just Walmart brand, they're really cheap, they work really good. Blender bottles are good, even if you don't go to the gym, drink protein, these are good for everything. I use this for my water intake because I drink about 1.5 gallons a day. Each one of these is a half gallon, keeps it cold for a long time. And then these Pyrex dishes are good for keeping food in the fridge. And then this is an old Ziploc one we have, don't really matter. And then this is also another Pyrex one. They're worth how much you pay for them. So now I'm going to talk about macronutrient ratios, how much you should be eating. America's like 66% overweight, and if you talk to most overweight people, they're either in denial or they just don't know how much they actually eat. Most people say, I don't even eat that much, or I don't know how I gain weight. Well, it's because you eat more than what you expend. That's just the way that it scientifically works. So I'm going to really boil down everything you're going to find on YouTube, because everybody has different opinions and everybody has different formulas and all that good stuff. I'll boil everything down to a real quick consensus. You take your body weight in pounds, which is, for the average American, I don't know, between 180 and 200. I'm going to use 200 because it's a round number. 200 times a number 13 through 17. 13 for people that are leaner, 17 for people, 13 for people that are a little bit heavier, and up to 17 for people that are a little bit leaner, because muscle needs more energy than fat does. Muscle is like that really high maintenance girl, and fat is like, somebody that just is happy with just having somebody around them. Muscle needs a lot of attention. That's just the way that it is. It needs a lot of nutrients and it needs a lot of development to stick around. So 13 calories a day if you're a little overweight, don't lie to yourself. 13 calories per pound if you're a little overweight, don't lie to yourself. 17 calories per pound if you're a little bit, leaner, on the leaner side. 15 is a good middle number. So 200-pound person, go right in the middle. 15, it's 3,000 calories a day is their maintenance. Maintenance calories are the calories you need with the average amount of activity you do to stay the same weight. You want to go up or down, surplus, deficit for gaining weight, losing weight. So if you want to gain muscle or gain whatever you want to gain, you're going to gain fat if you gain muscle too at the same time. It's impossible to only gain muscle. You're going to bring your calories up 300 to 500. You're going to lose weight, bring your calories down 300 to 500. So for this person, I'm going to say they want to lose weight, bring them down to 2,500 calories. That means that they're going to be in a deficit, and in that deficit, they should lose weight if they don't cheat. Everybody wants to cheat, don't cheat. 2,500. So after you get that number, 2,500 is what their calories are going to be per day. You're going to take your body weight times 0.7 for your protein, or up to 1 gram per pound body weight. Now, people that are leaner, people that bodybuild, they do more than that. But for the average person, it's tailored towards the average person, about 0.7 upwards of up to 1. And just to keep this round numbers, I'm going to use 1. So this person's going to take in 200 grams of protein per day. 200 grams of protein, 4 calories per gram, 800 calories. So after you do that, out of their 2,500, 800 of it's protein, 200 grams of protein, 800 calories. Down to 1,700 calories is what's left. With 1,700 calories, you're gonna take 2/3 of that. 2/3 of 1,700 is, somewhere around 1130. This isn't science, but 1130 is about 2/3 of that. You're gonna divide that by 4 to get the amount of carbohydrates you need. It is simple math. Each carb is 4 calories. So out of 1,130 calories divided by 4, that's gonna give you the number of carbs, which is gonna be around 285, somewhere around there. This isn't science. You guys aren't elite level athletes. We're just trying to get a good baseline. So we'll say 285 carbohydrates, 200 grams of protein, and then you take that last 1/3, which is 565, somewhere around there, and you divide that by 9, because fat is different than carb and protein. They both have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9, so that's why it's so dense. But 565 calories is left. You divide that by 9, it's gonna be somewhere around 60, 65, somewhere around there. So this person, to lose weight, they're gonna start at 65 fat, 285 carb, 200 protein every day. And they're gonna track it on their Lose It app. Every morning you wake up, you're gonna take a pee or whatever else you gotta do in the bathroom in the morning, take your time, and then you're gonna weigh yourself every day. You're gonna track your food every day. After 2 weeks of constant water intake and all this food staying the same and weighing yourself at the same time every day, you're gonna get to know whether you're gonna lose weight or gain weight and what you have to do with your macronutrients and how your body, because everybody gets affected differently. So that's pretty much my complete breakdown, and now I'm gonna tell you exactly how I eat. So there's a million different theories on YouTube about losing weight, carb cycling, keto, vegan, paleo. Somebody makes it work and somebody says that it doesn't work. It doesn't, nobody really knows. Everybody's body's different. I personally carb cycle. I start at 300 carbs, 345 protein, around 65 fat. The next day I take 50 carbs away. The next day I take 50 carbs away. The next day I take 50 carbs away. Until I'm down to 150 for my lowest day. And then I go back up to about 350. I have one day where I'm 350, 400. This manipulates your leptin, your glycogen stores. Well, I don't know exactly how it works, but I lose weight, so it works. I'm gonna go through my macros. So for breakfast, the best thing to eat for breakfast, in my opinion, is cream of wheat or raw oats, and I put in a tablespoon of powdered peanut butter, which if you don't know what that is, it makes everything way better, and the macros are great. And I put in maybe 2 ounces of an apple, 3 ounces of an apple, 2 ounces of banana, 3 ounces of banana, and a scoop of Isopure, which is the low carb version, which is great. And the macros for this are real good. They can't be more than, with the fruit, like 70 grams of carbs, and it takes fructose a long time to digest because it has to go through an additional process other than sucrose and dextrose. That's something you might want to know. And there's very little added sugar in all this, if any, and it gives me a lot of good energy. So after I eat this, I wait about an hour, and we go and train. And then after we train, I come home and I eat my post-workout meal, which is what I'm going to go over next. This is my post-workout meal. If I sound a little aggravated right now, it's because we've been shooting this video for like an hour, and my children, I have 2 children, 5 and 2, and 2 dogs, a Dachshund and a Jack Russell, and nobody's being quiet, and everybody's running around. You might even hear their nails or them chewing food or whatever. They're in a room, but they're gonna find their way out here. So this is my post-workout meal. On an average day, not my low-carb days, 16 ounces of unsweetened almond milk. Unsweetened is a key word, because sweetened almond milk has just as much sugar as milk, but you don't get any of the benefits of the vitamin D or any of the other vitamins and minerals in cow's milk. I also have 3/4 of a Lenny's and Larry's cookies. If you like building, if you want to bodybuild and you have a real bad sweet tooth, Lenny's and Larry's cookies are great. They don't have a significant amount of protein, but just the sheer volume you get per calorie is just, it beats the crap out of any other cookies. I put a scoop of this and a scoop of this in with my my almond milk. It makes it like chocolate milk, chocolate peanut butter milk, super good. And then this almond butter is the best almond butter on the market. It's a raw maple almond butter. It has the same macros as the rest of them. It only has 2 grams of added sugars, so I mean you can't really beat it. I put about a tablespoon, maybe 2, on my Lenny's and Larry's cookies, and it's like having cookies and milk every day. So after my post-workout meal, I move on to my 3 main meals of the day, which I'm gonna eat over about a 12-hour period. And they really keep me satiated and full, and they help me not get really bad cravings. They keep me at an even keel. So that's what I'm gonna go over next. All right, so almost every day, almost every average day, I have 3 meals for my main meals of the day that include basmati rice, broccoli, and chicken. How we do it is my wife cooks up the chicken and the broccoli and the rice and keeps them in these containers in the fridge. Every day when I come home from work, I work nights, I come home in the morning, I hit her up with what I need for the next day. You know, 4 ounces of rice, 4 ounces of broccoli, 6 ounces of chicken, whatever I need for the next day. And she does 3 containers of these, and they're in the fridge when I wake up to go to work. Now, the macros for the meals are great. This rice, for a cup of it, only has 43 grams of carbs. I'm sorry, for 5.5 ounces, 43 grams of carbs. Broccoli, some people don't even count broccoli. You should count broccoli. Net carbs isn't a thing. There's still carbohydrates. Even if it's fiber, it still counts. Chicken, protein, very low fat. The only thing better is probably salmon and maybe some 99% lean ground turkey, but it is cheap. And that's how we do my 3 main meals. And you know, they fill up one of these containers. Each one of these 3 fills up one of these containers, keeping me full for 4 hours. I'm a 230 pound guy. So if it fills me up for 4 hours, it's gonna fill you up for a long time too, unless you're bigger than me, which some of you guys may be. This is cheap. It is $2 a pound for the chicken. This bag of basmati rice is 20 pounds. It's $21, somewhere around there. And each one of these bags is 4 cups of broccoli for $1. Everybody likes to say they don't eat healthy because it's too expensive, and they're wrong. Because we go to Walmart every week, that's where we shop, and we don't spend very much money. We buy maybe 2 boxes of this, 3 or 4 of these, and one of these will last us a few weeks. And my whole family eats all 3 of these all the time. And it keeps us all at an even keel. None of us are super craving anything sugar, and we all are pretty relatively happy all the time. None of us are trying to go out of our way to go get a gallon of ice cream or anything. So that's my 3 meals during the day, and then when I come home, I have another meal, which is very small, and it's a really fat heavy meal, and it's what I eat before I go to bed, because it really makes it so I don't have to wake up hungry. So when I come home from work, or on a normal day, I go to bed around 8 in the morning, because I get off work at 7 in the morning. I have usually about 2 pieces of this toast. It's sugar-free, whole wheat. It tastes like crap, but the macros are good. When I toast it, I can't really tell it tastes like crap. I have 2 whole eggs, maybe 1 tablespoon of this, the almond butter. We go through this like it's going out of style. It is so good. I'm not kidding. It is very, very good. If you've never tried it and you like the taste of maple, I'm telling you, you're gonna love it. And then I use about 1 slice of this cheese because it really, really accentuates the end of my day. Like, I put a little bit of cheese on my eggs and I got toast, and it feels like I'm eating at a Denny's. It really does, just minus the bacon. And that's good with me. So that's pretty much a day that I eat. And to manipulate my carbs, all I really do is mess around with the rice. That's all I really do. Some days I won't have any rice, and I'll increase the broccoli, because the broccoli is not as dense. It's not as dense. You can have, I've had 10 cups of broccoli in one day. Not very many carbs. It's not very many carbs, and it keeps you full. Doesn't taste the greatest, and it makes you a little gassy, but it's not the end of the world. So now that's all the food that I eat on a regular basis. Now I'm going to show you foods that I eat on a non-regular basis. So for my refeed days, my high carb days, or a day that maybe I'm not hungry for like 6 hours, which isn't very often. But if I'm not hungry for 6 hours, I'm not going to force myself to eat. I'm going to wait till I'm hungry, and I'm going to have something that I really want. All right, this stuff is pretty much the lifeblood of when I get high carbs. These plain rice cakes they're just straight up carbs, and I just have them before and after the gym. Glycemic index, which is how fast your body absorbs carbs, which is very highly disputed in the health community about how valid it is. It's a 90 out of 100. 100 is sucrose, which is straight up table sugar. If you eat table sugar, the sucrose in the table sugar, this is all like that's 100 on the glycemic index. These are 90. So if you eat them right before you go to the gym, your body's gonna hopefully, as far as the science goes, relatively fast absorb it, and your body's gonna use that to make your workout even better. Afterwards, when you eat these, your glycogen stores that have been depleted, not all the way, because nobody depletes their whole glycogen stores in one workout, unless you're an endurance runner. It's gonna refill those. I put peanut butter, almond butter on them, obviously. Maybe some honey. These are smoked almonds. They're pretty high in fat. There's a little bit of carbs in them, but they taste really good. And don't snack on them, because the calories rack up real fast. But these are definitely what I snack on the most. These cookies are very expensive, but they're super good. And we've recently found Halo Top. If you don't know what Halo Top is, you're missing out. They have a pancake and waffle one that my wife and I, if we buy 6 of them, they'll be gone in like 2 weeks. We'll make them fit our macros because they're absolutely delicious. And this is low-fat whipped topping, and it's got 1 gram of sugar for every 2 tablespoons. It's only 20 calories for 2 tablespoons. You're not really hurting yourself by putting it on something. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over for this. If anybody has any improvements I can make on the video, just let me know. If I sound a little standoffish, it's just because I'm a little bit agitated, but I'm trying. I told everybody that I was going to do this, and I hope you guys really find it informative. And if there's any improvements, I will make them. And if there's any topics you want covered, I'll cover them as best as I know, because I know just about as much as everybody else on YouTube that everybody follows. Everybody pretends like they're doctors. Nobody knows. It's all relative. I'm not a professional. I'm barely an amateur. I'm about to do my first NPC competition, and I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I'm not telling you to drink Isopure because I don't even know who makes it. Isopure, Nature's Best. I don't know who that is, so I'm not getting paid by them to tell you that. I'm just telling you. If anybody should pay me, it's Walmart. So that's where I shop. I shop at Walmart. I get everything from Walmart. And this is pretty much all we get. Not from Walmart, it's Amazon. But All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Follow and subscribe.